Hello, everyone. RBG again. I'm getting here back with some more Lost Judgment. In the previous video, we did some side stuff about some cases, trying to find this illegal detective, and it seems like we're a little bit on the we kind of hit a quote-unquote dead end. Yeah, of course, off screen I did do a lot of stuff too. I basically got my SP all the way up so I can get that the bottomless stomach perk, because yeah, so I kind of started doing that stuff. So other than that, didn't really do much. So yeah, I just really went around fighting some people and such. So I think I did get a few other skills as well off screen, but it's not that big of a deal. Let's rest, because it's time for us to go to the crime scene, to Shinjuku. Yeah, I have over $1 million, so I'm definitely gotta go back to play. I need to meet up with Hoshino-kun at Ikebukuro Station. Probably best to take a taxi. I need to do that Paradise VR. At some point, I may just flat out look up the locations of all those other, of all the other, oh my god, what are they fucking called? I might have to look over the free pass stuff just so I can be like, okay, how can I play this game? So, I mean, granted, I do have like, I've been playing with the cats, and every now and then I actually got a few of them. Oh, it's up here. I was like, where the hell? Like, obviously I know that list is long, but it's like, okay, it's right there. It was literally at the top. So I was like, but I did get a few more passes.
See that sign right there? Ihara was leaning on that before the incident. Yep, just like that. He was standing around searching for a victim. Ihara's the man in the cap and sunglasses.
That's him. Deciding who to attack. Damn, looking at it now, he is pretty suspicious.
So, Ihara was lingering at the platform a while, huh?
Yeah, he walked past the ticket gate at 7:43 a.m. This was confirmed by the security tapes, as well as when he swiped his transit card. After that, he wandered the platform an entire hour ogling women.
He spent that long choosing a target?
Yeah, sick, isn't it?
And the security camera that caught him would be... that one?
That's right.
Ikebukuro is pretty famous for its sheer amount of foot traffic. In a station like this, the cameras almost never have a blind spot.
Anyhow, at 9:06 a.m., Ihara finally honed in on his would-be victim. Then he boarded her train, which was departing for Shinjuku.
She's the one in the pink cardigan and white skirt?
Yeah, Yui Mamiya, an office worker and mother of a 6-year-old boy.
Oof.
The two of them show up on the train's interior cam as well. According to the victim's statement, Ihara began by rubbing her posterior with the back of his hand. But it didn't stop there. After that, he put his hand up her skirt.
Pretty sickening.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm assuming he targeted someone shy, thinking she wouldn't resist. Makes me angry just thinking about it. The victim stated she was too scared to call for help, meaning she endured this for 6 minutes until the train reached its stop in Shinjuku.
Oof.
Can you send what you just showed me to my phone?
Sure. Now let's head to Shinjuku Station. Then we can watch as the jerk gets busted. Even if we did defend him in court, an asshole's still an asshole.
All right about that. Yeah, there wasn't, like, I'll be honest. That is pretty damn evident. Now, granted, you could always say you can't really see his hand touch her, but you can just tell by the reaction of both of them that, like, something's going on. Now, granted, he could have also been whispering something in her ear, not whispering, but, like, whispering something that she could hear or something. I don't know. If there's a way I could watch that video again, I kind of want to.
Looks like we're getting close to Shinjuku.
The train's pretty light right now, but it was packed during the crime, right?
Oh yeah, The car occupancy at that time of day can easily reach 180%.
And Ihara should have been standing roughly where I am.
Is there anything I could conclude from looking around?
Suspicious.
Ms. Hoshino-kun, Gendo-Laza's bright young attorney, is on this case to help us. Sorry, son. I thought I heard they were dating, but from what Genda-sensei tells me, it hasn't really gone anywhere. We gotta set that up. Car's pretty empty right now, but when Ihara committed this crime, is 180% full. 100% full, meaning that all seats and straps are being used by a passenger. Let's see, gotta look for that camera. Probably.
Hey.
Security camera that records the train's interior. These are installed to deter train gropers, or at the very least identify them. Oh, really? That was it? Just need to look at one of the cameras, eh? Is there anything else I can look at? Oh, I can move. Sweet. I probably can't move much.
Suspicious. What the?
The train's heading to Shinjuku Station from Ikebukuro. It's about 6 minutes from departure to arrival. Very quick train ride, obviously. Oh, I was gonna say, I wonder if you can see a mirror. No, so. Okay. Shibuya, Shinjuku, Ikebukuro. Would love to go to those places.
Ihara and Mamiya-san both exited the train and got onto the platform here. But right before that, Mamiya-san suddenly grabbed Ihara's wrist and yanked his hand out from under her skirt. That's when she got a good look at her assailant.
So without a doubt, she saw it was him.
Yes, and there were also traces of her garments on his hand during evidence analysis. Anyway,
Right.
after being grabbed, Ihara wrenched himself free and took off at a sprint. See, here he gets off the train.
See, that's another thing too. Is like, okay, he definitely like, unless he somehow like had a different pair of underwear, and like told her like, hey, hold on to these pairs of underwear, just so like he could be part of like a setup. I don't know. It's like the reason why I keep bringing this up is like the whole him. Now, granted, yes, it's a person always denying the fact that they did the crime. But at the same time, I'm still thinking, it's like, why was he so adamant about it? Especially with all this evidence. He's still like, I didn't fucking do it. I didn't fucking do it. So unless like, and if it was part of this whole thing about like, oh, I need to have a solid alibi for when you guys kill, Mikatoba. Right. Was that guy's name? Was Mikatoba? Or whatever the guy's name is. It's like, I need a solid alibi for when this guy is killed, but I still need to do the shock value thing, So that's what really throws me into loop, is like, why be like, well, then again, maybe it's like, I need to drag this out, so of course I have to deny my involvement in this case. Like, I didn't do it. I didn't do this. I didn't grope her. I didn't grope her at all. So then it's like, okay, well, you're going to trial. We're not us police department's not giving you our lawyers or whatever that we usually do. So you're off on your own to another lawyer company or whatever. So unless that's what it is, it's a whole like thing. But then again, it's like maybe he didn't actually quote unquote grope her, but he was like, hey, here's a pair of panties. Say like when it's time, like I'm gonna grope you, quote unquote, grope you. Here's a pair of panties. This is the pair of panties that you wore when I groped you, okay? So, like, he could have the fibers, but didn't actually grope her. I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm loving this. I love this whole thing about the main case. Is like, hey, of how to connect it and why it's going the way that it's going. And I'm excited for this.
And Mamiya-san chases after him, asking people around her for help.
This is what they kept looping on TV.
Yeah. And honestly, with all this evidentiary footage, defending him in court was a lost cause.
Right, but
Was there any security footage that wasn't aired on TV?
Sure, take a look around you. There's more than just one camera pointed at us. They're practically everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I like cameras.
As for what I was saying earlier, Ihara was finally tackled right in front of those stairs. Oh, right. I have a diagram of the platform to show you.
All right, here we go.
So Ihara gets off the train here, and then gets apprehended here.
Right there-ish.
How far apart is that?
Roughly 100 meters. Both he and the victim were weaving their way through the crowd. The whole scene was very chaotic. Even after Ihara was caught, the train was stalled 20 minutes until the area was deemed safe.
Hey, you think we could get the positions of all these cameras and where they're pointing penciled in?
Good
I also
idea.
really like
Let's
Hoshinoku
check
and how
each
much better
camera's
he's gotten
position as we
too.
walk over to where Ihara was detained. That's where he got tackled, so if you could let me know whenever you see a camera. I can mock it up on our diagram here.
Suspicious.
On the camera. Ihara ran off in the opposite direction. Probably don't need to mark this camera.
Suspicious.
Check this one off. One.
Looks like we checked all the nearby cameras. Let's go up a little further now.
Suspicious.
See one.
What the?
There it is. That one.
Suspicious.
On the camera. The camera, no. Okay, I got that one right. So like an elevator camera? And I've already got that one right. Alright, check the cameras over there. And I got that one. Oh, they're letting me keep going down. Okay, I thought it was like another, like, this is a squared off area, so. Check this one off. I see that one all the way down there. Another one around here somewhere, maybe? I really love this music that plays during this. Like, this is a song I can have play on loop.
Suspicious.
Looks like there are more cameras over there, but they're kind of far. I forget about marking them for now and check the cameras around here first. Okay. And this is probably the last one then. There it is, that one. Yep.
Looks like we checked all the nearby cameras. Let's move on.
Okay, so it was a squared off area, but it wasn't as small. It was smaller than I thought. Okay. On the camera.
Suspicious.
There it is, that one.
Hey.
Hello. This one off. There's a... Now, grand, yeah, it
Suspicious.
totally makes sense. I was like, there's a lot of cameras. And that one.
Okay, looks like we got all the cameras. Our diagram is now complete.
Okay. This diagram represents the station at the time of the groping. Ihara got off the train around 9:12 a.m. on October 7th. From the deboarding area, he ran into the direction of the arrow, then he was tackled by concerned citizens.
Now we'll pencil in the camera locations and what directions they're pointing.
Okay, so each of the orange areas represent a security camera's field of view.
Suspicious.
Is there anything I've taken of while this spot right here? This part of the arrow indicate a blind spot between the cameras? If so, there won't be any footage of Ihara running through here.
Suspicious.
Ihara and the victim parted here and then train pulled in at 9:12 a.m. The victim was groping Ihara's hand. Was gripping Ihara's hand, but he broke free of her and he tried to run away.
Hey.
Like, literally, that was the one thing I saw. Now, granted, there's also a little bit there, too, maybe. Sarah shows the path there and victim took as they ran up the platforms. Like, you can somewhat argue there's a little... I also, nah, I wouldn't really even say that's a blind spot because that camera is still pointed that way. This one for sure, this is a blind spot. So that's a blind spot for sure. Like, there's nothing looking over there. And there's nothing there too because he didn't, that wasn't a path, so that's not, that doesn't really matter. This is where Haru got tackled by witnesses. Multiple others on the scene documented this with their smartphone cameras. That's true as well, so... This is what they call eyewitness footage. I bet the TV stations shill out for this sort of thing. Oh, yeah, we do.
So this was the general situation when Ihara committed his crime. What do you think, Yagami-san? Anything of note?
The
Do you
blind
think
spot.
Ihara and Mamiya-san were riding the train pretty frequently?
Oh yeah, Mamiya-san commuted by train. She was here every weekday. Same goes for Ihara, actually, but he was off that day. Supposedly, he was going to see his wife, even though they're separated.
Did he ever say why he wandered around the platform for an hour?
He said the thought of his wife had him flustered and he couldn't force himself to board the train. He always had an excuse ready for anything you asked him, including
That's
the
true.
harassment charges. He pled not guilty, but the evidence said otherwise.
Yeah, see, again, but
There
then
wasn't a
again, like I
single
said, it
argument
could be
we
so he
could
can
make
drag
in
it out
court to
for as long as he
establish
could.
reasonable doubt.
Safe to say he did it. But on the same day, he knew his son's bully would be murdered in Ijincho. Pretty clear it wasn't a spontaneous need to grab some ass.
We all know everyone has that
It's
spontaneous.
almost like all the commotion around the harassment might have been planned out. Maybe everything was, even down to getting captured.
Yeah. He really played everyone by turning harassment into an alibi for murder. No matter how much evidence points to him as a killer.
Yeah, see right
and
there.
deny
Like,
it
that's the thing. Like, they
completely.
kind of somewhat argue about it in some way,
This is
but...
getting crazier by the minute.
Wait,
At
he
the
dropped
very
something or
least,
something
he had
got dropped.
something to do with it. Some connection. But I can't imagine he'll talk. Whatever his plan is, it's pretty clear Ihara is committed.
To what? Getting revenge for his son?
I think so.
But it already
Who do you
happened,
think his
so then what's,
accomplices
like,
could be?
Why?
Ihara's a veteran cop. Think maybe he knows how to hire an actual assassin? If so, he could have just paid for his revenge, right?
Sure. But assassins cost an arm and a leg. He wasn't rich before all this, was he?
No. He barely scraped up enough to cover his lawsuit against the school.
Thought so.
I've gone to the scenes of both the murder and the train groping. That should be all the places I need to see. Hello, sorry-san.
Hey, it's Shio.
I knew it!
What's up, Sari-san?
I'm scheduling an interview with Ihara tomorrow at the Tokyo Detention Center. We'll take a taxi from Genda's if that all works for you.
Sounds good. But I need to head back to Ijincho for now.
Something you forgot to do?
Yeah. It involves Ihara's motive, which would be without a doubt his son's suicide. So I want to confirm if Mikoshiba really bullied the kid. And the best person to ask happens to be down in Ijincho.
All right, then I'll let you get to it.
Cool.
So actually
Then I'll
worked
see you
better.
tomorrow.
I don't know. I do like this. I do like, just like with the first game, the whole overarching plot. And yeah, Yakuza games are great at that too. The whole overarching plot of everything and how they all connect. Mikoshiba, Erihara, that one girl that kept running into that train attendant there. Yeah, I think I saw everything there was. See at each of their crime scenes. Now let's just get Sari Sensei to talk. The key will be learning what happened with Erihara's son 4 years ago. Okay. I don't know. If there was a way I could watch that video again, I would. Because I'll be honest, I'm like, yeah, I kind of like want to just see what... I just want to see like all of the reactions to her face being. Because I feel like that would really... Not really throw a a wrench in the plans, but just so I can like know what is going on and such. Like, seriously, nothing has updated, huh? Well, I could have gotten some requests, but just to like see the facial reactions of the person. So wrong thing. Where? There's literally right there. That's still nothing. Okay. Well, I guess for now we'll continue on with the story. Because here I am, doing all I want. I am pretending I'm a Superman. I don't know. I do like how it's all coming together, though, or how they're trying to get to, like, granted, yeah, we're only in, like, what, chapter 4? So we are not that deep into this game at all, in all honesty. If you really think about it, we are not that deep in this game. It also doesn't help that there's a shit ton of side content that this game has, and I kind of want to dive into that. But let's focus on some story bits first before we go into some side content, because I feel like we've been, like, this is only, like, what, part 10 to 12-ish? I don't know, no. Like, we just got into the double digits of the parts, and we haven't even, like, scraped the story bits. Just one person standing there asked me a little bit like, what? Going on for what I am. Pretending I'm a Superman. Alright. Wait, what? Oh, elevator. Yeah, I guess second floor. There she is.
Got a minute?
No, not for you. I really have nothing more to say.
What if I told you it's looking more and more likely Ihara-san had a hand in Mikoshiba's death?
Well, it doesn't concern me.
Ihara-san believes Mikoshiba tormented Toshiro-kun so badly that he took his own life. But neither the third-party investigation nor the courts were on his side. So what's the truth here? You know, don't you? What really happened between Mikoshiba and Toshiro-kun? Why won't you tell me the truth?
Why do you keep asking? I said I don't know!
I'm going to the detention center tomorrow to get some answers out of Ihara-san.
What?
I saw where Mikoshiba was murdered. He endured no shortage of cruelty before he died. They tortured him, you know. They broke all his fingers before they slit his throat.
No.
Yeah. I know I'm putting her through a lot right now, but she's connected to this too. Yeah, nope. I agree with his methods for this. It's like, yeah, just got information I need to know before I go see Ihara.
And somehow Ihara-san knew Mikoshiba would be killed on the day he got caught for groping. It's like he did it to prove he had nothing to do with the murder. But maybe that wasn't his real objective at all.
Huh?
I think he wanted to signal that he'd finally avenged his son.
The body belongs to a guy named Hiro Mikoshiba. 4 years ago, this man took my son from me by driving him to commit suicide.
If I'm gonna face him tomorrow, can't go in without some ammunition. So, 4 years ago, did Mikoshiba bully Toshiro-kun or not? That's all I want to know.
My answer won't change. There's no evidence Mikoshiba-kun did anything wrong.
Are you sure about that? Take a look at this.
That's...
Toshiro Ihara. your student. Imagine that he's listening to what you're saying now. If you can look at him and say Mikoshiba played no part in his death, I'll leave you alone. In fact, you'll never hear a word from me again. So which is it?
Yep. Yep, you gotta play hardball. Gotta play hardball.
4 years ago, not long after I'd transferred here to teach English. That's when it started. I was trying my best to get acclimated, and I was finally on a first-name basis with everyone. One day, after school, I was out on the roof taking a break, when Toshiro-kun suddenly ran by. I called out to him to ask what was wrong, but he shushed me and kept running. I saw he had a bloody nose.
Wow.
Moments later, Mikoshiba-kun showed up. He was looking for him. I told him I hadn't seen him. Toshiro-kun's face told me everything I needed to know.
So Mikoshiba was bullying him after all.
Yes. Toshiro-kun told me this later on. Whenever he'd leave school with Mikoshiba-kun and his friends, they'd force him to hand over money. At first, they'd try to pass it off as a joke. They said since he lowered the class average on tests, he ought to buy them all drinks as an apology.
Oh, fuck
And
off with
Mikoshiba-kun.
that.
He was having too much fun with it to stop. He started offering tutoring sessions to Toshiro-kun. Only so he and his crew could extract their tuition from him. They'd even break into his house while his mother was at work and take the money she left him for dinner. And if he couldn't pay, they'd beat him up at school or make him grovel in the bathroom.
Didn't anybody see what was really happening?
The teachers either saw nothing or turned a blind eye. Few students knew about it, though. Anyway, I ended up relaying everything Toshiro-kun had told me to those boys' homeroom teacher.
Of course.
Mind you, this teacher had tenure, title, and years of experience under his belt. Do you know what he told me?
To leave it alone.
He said not to cause a commotion because those boys were about to graduate.
Why does that not surprise
Yeah,
me?
because fuck you and everything.
To be honest, it was hard to paint such an outwardly model student in a negative light. There was also no hard evidence to support Toshiro-kun's
Yeah.
story. But someone still should
And this is why people never come forward.
have stepped in to help. If only I'd understood that at the time.
You tried.
The only thing I tried was to keep an eye out for him, making sure he wasn't alone, things like that. But unfortunately, that wasn't good enough. On the first morning of the third trimester, Toshiro-kun tied a towel to his doorknob and hung himself in his room.
And that's when you confronted Mikoshiba, right? You asked him point blank if he'd bullied him.
I did.
So 4 years ago, Sawa-sensei stood up to Mikoshiba for his terrible behavior. And why has she kept that to herself for so long?
Mikoshiba-kun pretended to know nothing. He was more careful, shaken even, from then on. In all honesty, when I heard a third-party committee was investigating, I was hoping the truth would come out. Students were asked to fill out an anonymous questionnaire, and many of them wrote down exactly what they saw.
Hold on. Didn't the court end up declaring there was no substantial evidence of bullying? How could they have said that with those questionnaires on hand?
First of all, the committee never interviewed anyone directly. Those questionnaires were the only proof of anything.
And it's
And the
not
teacher of those
really-
boys was the one who collected them.
Of
Each
course.
time he came across any mention of bullying, he'd toss that questionnaire out.
Yep.
Also, he wouldn't get blamed in the end for ignoring the warning signs.
So
I
then
hope
the
that
committee
teacher's
was
no longer part of
pointless.
this school.
A few students did speak up about the bullying online, but Their posts weren't much to go on. Toshiro-kun's parents were completely caught off guard. His mother worked through the day, and his father lived all the way in Tokyo. That made it that much easier for the teacher to cover up all the evidence of bullying. He made that statement without even consulting the principal or the chairman. So, right before Mikoshiba-kun graduated, the committee presented their findings, that there was no evidence of bullying. The conclusion you've heard over and over.
What the hell?
In Japan, 300 children commit suicide every year, across all grades.
That is a
Less
hefty
than 3%
statistic
are
there.
proven to be linked to bullying. Toshiro-kun's case ended up like that too. But Ehara-san wasn't satisfied with those findings, so he sued Seiryo High, demanding compensation for Toshiro-kun's death. As the trial dragged on, I was eventually called to the witness stand. Of course, my intention was to let everything I knew out into the open. But before that could happen, that damn teacher came with the school's attorney to see how I would testify.
They didn't want
course.
you making them look bad, huh?
Of course not. That's when I first learned what he did with those incriminating questionnaires. They had no choice but to reveal everything to me, to try and sway me to their side. I guess they were just that desperate. After all, I was the only adult who Toshiro-kun confided in. I don't think he'd spoken to his parents about it once. So yes, that's why there was never any objective evidence of bullying. It wasn't like I had a mind to record our conversations. And I hadn't personally witnessed it either. The school attorney saw fit to remind me that the law says innocent until proven guilty. And if I couldn't produce tangible evidence, then I shouldn't be accusing Mikoshiba-kun.
So it was witness tampering. That
Yep.
is, they coerced you into false testimony?
Yes.
It must have been incredibly hard on you.
What I should have done was told the truth regardless. But what else could I have really done for him? Some days I just don't know. As much as I've tried to convince myself I did everything I could for him, I can never fully believe it.
So what happened to the teacher who covered all this up?
He transferred to another school.
Of course.
God, to think he's still standing at a podium somewhere.
That's unfortunate.
Even so, I don't have the right to place the blame solely on him.
Right. When in the story today, Hara definitely find out that Mikoshiba was a bully. It wasn't clear at the trial whether he could really bring himself to kill a person. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, how, well, if they really go... Was it online? Were there posts online that said Mikoshiba? Or was it with that lady? But then again, it's the whole, like, why would she prevent Sari-san to say stuff to us if our whole thing was to prove that he was a bully and all that stuff? I don't know. Unless she's part of this whole thing with that teacher, and who knows? It wasn't clear at the trial whether he could really bring himself to kill a person.
Maybe, but in that case, Mikoshiba's bullying of Toshiro, or those questionnaires getting discarded. Have you ever told anyone else?
No. I've been silent. Yagami-san. You know what? Back when I was a student in high school, I witnessed bullying firsthand. There was this kid. My classmates pushed him too far. And one day he just jumped off the roof.
Off the roof?
Woof.
By some miracle, he survived the fall. And he's been in a coma for the last 13 years.
Pig or wolf?
Nobody knows if he'll ever wake up. His name is Mitsuru, and he may never open his eyes to the world again. His mom watches him, but she works full-time. She's a higher-up in the government.
I'm sorry to hear it.
The worst part is that his teacher knew. He even talked to the bullies about it. But all he said was, don't overdo it. But afterward, The public eviscerated him. He had to quit his teaching job. And yet, for poor Toshiro-kun, nobody was held responsible at all. And that includes me.
But if anyone was going to take responsibility for that, Mikoshiba should have been first in line. I'm sure Ihara-san must have thought the same thing.
You know what I wanted to be as a kid? I was so innocent, I wanted to be a teacher. And after Mitsuru-kun's tragedy, I felt practically obligated. And still, I just let history repeat itself.
Aww. There. God, I hope Kaito doesn't see this. I shouldn't think that. I think I have a clearer picture about what happened 4 years ago. And I'm ready to interview Ihara. Should go back to Yakamanena and get some rest. I think she needs some time to herself. I should let her read. No, I want the... whatever. I wanted to get the materials. Okay, you know what? Since we're here... Let's go just see what the next, school, thing that they would send me to is gonna be. Oh, Itakura, you're here too. So, how's the MRC treating you? I'm tired of it.
Huh?
Tired of it. So soon? I mean, I read every single book in the club room. There's nothing else to do. You did? Already? She's quite a fast reader. Ridiculously fast.
Oh.
Never knew you had it in you, Itakuru.
Look here.
Hey, Aosana-senpai. If there aren't any mysteries, then the MRC has nothing to do. What's the point in even coming to school? And I guess I'll go buy some new books. Cause already low on funds this month, too.
I'm a Sawa.
So anyway, Sawa, you wanted to talk about something, right? Is it related to the professor?
Yes.
Indeed. I wanted to discuss another possible criminal investigation. I'd like to ask you to go undercover again, but this time in the Robotics Club. The Robotics Club, huh? This should be interesting. Didn't know Sarah had a Robotics Club.
Yes.
Oh, yes. A few years back, a handful of students established this club based on their one common interest, robots. Recently, they've even participated in robotics competitions.
Does that mean...
You mean that whole thing where they use robots to compete in soccer and other ball games? Like Tamari?
Yes.
That's right. Many different groups host them each year using their own variation of the rules. The Stereo Robotics Club participates in a business-sponsored tournament called the RE Robo Rally, the Resident Evil Robo Rally. It's a huge event that invites technical college students, robotics clubs, and even teams of working adults to compete for a large cash prize. So some average high school club signed up for a tournament like that? Sounds like an uphill battle.
Yes.
Quite so. It's an uphill battle every year, I'm afraid. I heard they always lose in the prelims. High school robotics club typically have limited funding, not to mention they lack the proficiency that a college-age group would have.
That being said,
Despite their shortcomings, the Stereo Robotics Club made a huge leap forward with one particular transfer student became the club's president. A second year named Domu Ogitikawa. On the second trimester, Ogitikawa-kun, boy, these names, transferred over from a high school in another prefecture. He was a member of his previous school's robotics club as well. Before he transferred, he constantly received top marks in robotics competitions. With him joining the ranks, the robotics club's streak of preliminary losses changed drastically. Gawa's, I'm just going to call him Gawa-kun. Gawa-kun's management and production ability rivaled that of a seasoned adult. The once feeble robotics club had particularly transformed under his leadership.
What was that?
Transformed. Like Transformers, robots in disguise. Just as one example, the club had typically struggled with funding, but he waltzed in and secured a sponsorship from a shopping district. He even drafted schedules for the club, which were immaculate, and the club quickly saw an increase in efficiency and productivity in their work.
Oh.
A high school student did all that. I've got to say, that is pretty impressive.
Either way,
So then, how are the Robotics Club and the professor related?
Yagami-san.
Yagami-san, are you familiar with the string of robot-led thefts terrorizing the streets of Ichinjo? No. Citizens of Ichijo will be out and about, then suddenly a robot will appear and snatch goods like expensive bags from off of them. Then it runs
Nope.
off. I'm afraid this is the first time I'm hearing that one. Robots really that sophisticated?
Yes.
Absolutely. With its mechanical arm, it can firmly grasp onto things like bags and make a quick escape. On top of that, it's highly maneuverable. It can fit into openings too narrow for a human to follow. Sounds like even more trouble than a flesh and blood thief. The most targeted items are expensive bags that contain large amounts of cash. Some bags are worth over 1 million yen. We're talking damages that have surpassed several million yen. So then, are you claiming the robots behind these incidents came from the Serial Robotics Club? Do you have any proof?
Well,
As a matter of fact, I discovered this bolt along one of the robots' escape routes. They're the very same bolts used by the Serial High Robotics Club.
Huh?
Wait, what? How? Probably that.
Hey,
You're positive the Serial Robotics Club is using these bolts?
yes.
Yes, 100%. They were originally custom made by a factory in Ichinjo, but went under and lost its client. That's when the Serial High Robotics Club brought them in the bulk for a low price.
I see.
Makes sense. You can see why you suspect them. Additionally, rumor has it that stolen goods are being used as a source of funding for criminals.
I guess so.
Well, it would be tough to fence stolen goods through the usual channels.
Yes.
Right. And I have just the ones in mind who would perform such nefarious deeds to get by. The professor and the Neo Kaien
A
gang.
truly skilled detective.
With MRC, we can't simply sit by and ignore this, can we?
I'm a Sawa.
Yeah, I heard you. I'll see if I can get in good grades with the Robotics Club, but I'll need a
Please
reason.
and thank you.
You'll greet them as an outside counselor. I have already received approval from the chairman. One step ahead, as always. Though I have to say, I'm surprised the chairman gave the thumbs up. To be honest, the advisor and the Robotics Club have never been on good terms, and the chairman is glad to have a mediator to keep an eye on them. As for why they're at odds with each other, I have no idea. Interesting. In that case, maybe they'll just welcome me in.
That being said,
Well, because of the dispute with the advisor, apparently the Robotics Club's members have a general distrust of adults.
if I were to guess,
As such, it's possible they may reject you as well, Yagami-san. Right, then. Sounds like earning their trust is going to be
I'm a
tricky.
Sawa.
I'm on my way to the club room. Where can I find the Robotics Club? In the corner of the East Building's 4th floor. Alright, well, guess I better go show my face. Alright. So, the 4th floor, eh? It's trick to rock a rhyme on time. That's right, it's tricky. So, basically, I need to go to the other building. Which I can do. So let's just go get that started. And then probably end up calling it apart or something. And at some point I'm just gonna end up doing all the, like, there's probably gonna be a part, like, I'll probably get a decent amount in for each of these school activities. But then it's like, okay, this whole part is just gonna focus on, like, this whole part of this episode of this Let's Play series is just gonna focus on robotics. This part's gonna focus on dance. This part's this part's that. I mean, we are about, oh, my appeal needs to be at level 3 or more in order for me to continue that. I see. Main/school story progress. Wow, okay, so it even shows you my condition. So I can't even continue this until my appeal is at a higher level. You know, out of pure curiosity, I want to see what happens if I do go down to the hell? I do want to see what happens if I do go down to the dance club. That's just pure curiosity what they do. It'd be like, oh no, maybe I just need to like do dances and such. So, okay, it's in this room. Let me just pick this up first. "3D printing, man. Stamina's X." So this is a box club.
Hi, I'm Yagami.
Hi, I'm Yagami.
I was asked to start as your outside counselor today. Is the president here?
I'm the club president, Domu Kitagawa. The chairman already filled me in.
Is that
It saves us some time. I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
Need to hear his voice, but it sounded familiar. Warm welcome, I see.
Yagami-san, was it? I've got a question for you. How knowledgeable are you in the field of robotics?
Not very.
Here we go again.
Huh?
Yagami-san, I understand the chairman requested your services. But I don't believe we require an outside counselor.
Oh?
We're operating perfectly fine as we are. We really don't need you attending our club activities.
Threw me away right off the bat, huh? Well, this
Say,
was wrenching things.
Okitegawa-kun, right? You already know I'm here to do a job, so skipping out on you guys isn't gonna work for me. Mind if I pop in every so often? The chairman will let me have it if I don't at least make an appearance.
Well, as long as you don't get in our way.
Great. We'll all be friends in no time.
Yeah, right. Best of friends. Well, better greet all the new members. I know, his voice does sound familiar. Weird. Why isn't it moving? Hey there. Ah,
It's me.
I'm Yagami. Nice to meet you. Who might you be? Well, Sakura.
I'm Dento Sakura, first year.
Hey, I know you from some other game.
By the way,
You having some trouble there?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the robot. I just can't get it to move. Yeah, what do? I don't need another tongue lashing from the president. You look a little stressed out. Well, to be honest, I just recently started programming. Except I don't have a proper senpai to teach me the ropes. I see. Wish I could help you out with that, but I'm not much of a programmer myself.
Hey,
What are you up to? I'm laying out our current milestones and workflow progression using Agile. Huh? Like your agility? No, Agile. It's a cutting-edge project development method that's been adopted by all sorts of software designers.
Well,
I'll try to rephrase it in a more digestible way. Instead of blindly trying to build a complete model, it repeats trials, tests, and modifications to achieve the ideal form. Compared to the waterfall model of the past, you can have a much shorter development cycle.
Oh.
Wow, sounds complicated. Well, you're not wrong. High school students have a difficult time wrapping their heads around development models of this level. It does require mastery and management after all. Depending on our opponents for this tournament, we'll need to have flexible spec changes, so that's why we're using this model.
well,
In fact, we're running a scrimmage with our prototype models later today. We'll examine the results to adjust our design principles for the future. He had a really standoffish vibe at first, but he's been surprisingly friendly.
listen up.
Yagami-san, you made us a promise, right? Didn't you say you wouldn't get in our way? I take it back. Hey there. Nice to meet you. Hello.
It's me.
My name's Yagami. I'm an advisor of the Mystery Research Club. What's your name?
Tetsuro Kuromazaki.
My name's Tetsuro Kuromazaki. I'm a second year.
Hey.
Can I ask what you're making?
well-
These are the blueprints. I'm responsible for the designs. Oh, wow. That's pretty awesome. So, is what you're drawing up for the robotics contest?
Yes.
That's right. And this is incredible. You drew this? Yeah. Can you just be super shy? No. Is that a fucking JoJo reference? Fucking nerds. Nerds. There's your NOS.
It's me.
I'm Yagami. I was asked to act as your outside counselor starting today. It's nice to meet you. You totally ignored me. Excuse me, what's your name?
I'm Shion Takamori.
Shion Takamori. I'm in charge of construction. And what would construction entail? Following the blueprints and building the robots.
Oh,
Oh, so you build them. Sounds fun. What kind of robots are you making now?
Excuse me.
Hey, I'm a little busy right now. You mind? My bad. Sorry for bugging you. I need to get back to work. Gonna have a tough time getting this bunch to open up. Everyone here's keeping their guard up. Pretty much 9-day compared to a dance club. It's time. Oh, something going on.
Time for our match.
A scrimmage. Ah, right. The thing you mentioned earlier. You gather data from these practice matches and make adjustments as necessary. Correct.
Hey,
You know what? I feel like I should give that guy somewhat of a Goto voice from 13 Sentinels. Mind if I watch too?
Yes.
Fine. Just as long as you don't get in our way. I'll work on it. Of course, consider me a fly on the wall. Tch. I guess since they don't like me much. Really? What was your first clue? Whoa, what the? This dedicated field is where the matches of the RE Robot Rally are held. Dang, looks professional. I'm Matsugana from West Mitsuya High. Looking forward to the match today. I'm Otekiyo Sora. A pleasure.
You kidding me?
What? Are you kidding?
Takamori.
What's the matter, Takamori?
Come on.
Mizuka won't be coming. Mizuzaki won't be
What?
coming. What? What do you mean by that? Jammed his finger during track practice.
This is bad.
Yeah. Told him to focus his attention on the robotics club before the tournament. What's wrong?
Well,
Mizuzaki's the fellow at the track team who I asked to control our robots as our guest operator. So he jammed his fingers and can't do it anymore. Can anyone else in the club operate it? Well, I mean...
Huh?
What? Me? No way, I suck! I'm famous for my butterfingers. The robots are radio controlled, so they're a bit unconventional. Mizuzaki isn't part of the club, but he had the experience, so I asked for his help. Oh, I see. Fine, how about I do it?
no.
No, not Takamori. What? Why the hell not? That's your reason right there. You have a very short fuse. Can't afford you to get emotional in the middle of a match.
Think you're all that?
That's not gonna happen. Radio controlled, huh? In that case, mind if I be the operator?
What?
What? You, Yagami-san? I actually use a drone for my work pretty often. I know my way around radio controls. You've operated drones? How much experience do you have? About 5 years worth. I'd like to think I can handle a more delicate situation like this too.
Come on.
No way, forget it. What are you even saying? This is my inn.
Please, thank
Very
you.
well, Yagami-san. Please take over as our operator. What? Ogigawa, you son of a...
That's the most optimal
This
solution.
is the best course of action we can take for today. It's the optimal solution.
What the crap?
No, 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 no! Why is this even an option? He isn't even in the club. It should be me. Neither was the other operator. Fuck
Process
off.
of elimination.
Like I said, process of elimination.
Hey.
Hey. So, like, this guy's a teacher, right?
Listen up.
The RE Robot Rally permits adult participation as well. That shouldn't be an issue. I mean, yeah, but...
Kitagawa.
Otekigawa, can you show me the controls?
Yes.
Yes, of course. Give us about 5 minutes, Matsugana-san. Huh? Well, fine, I guess. Here we go. You'll be divided into blue and red teams and battle each other in a territory control game using 3 robots. On a battlefield composed of multiple panels, you'll take and position blocks to expand your own team's territory. Oh, is this like Fort Condor somewhat in a way? Victory conditions. You win if you fill one of the following conditions. You have more territory, attain panels than the opponent by the end of the game. Take over the enemy team's base. Sounds somewhat like Fort Condor in a way. Obtain rewards. Regardless of the match type, you will obtain rewards for winning. Base. The base The base is your initial position at the start of the match and the point where a robot returns when it's destroyed. Destroying robots. For bots that are destroyed will be forced to return to their team's base and temporarily cannot return to the match. Now, Yagi-san, let me teach you how to control the robots. Thanks, I appreciate it. Due to the recent technological advancements, you can control even functions using your smartphone. Oh, wow, so it really is like the drone. I think I could work with this. In a match, other than the leading unit you'll directly control, Yagami-san, you'll be forming a team of 3 with 2 other AI-controlled units. However, since we're limited on time, I'll just have you use the leading unit to teach you the basics of robotic control. Roger that. Now, a brief lecture on the robot movements. Move the robot to where the mark is displayed. Rotate forward and back, okay? Alright, that's not so bad. I'll explain how to acquire and place blocks. The rules state that whichever team holds the most territory, the panels at the end wins. So this technique is the most essential of all. Blocks will spawn at set locations on the battlefield. First, move the robot over to the block's location. Move the robot to where the block's placed. Now you acquire the block. Please note that while ally units may acquire blocks, any blocks acquired are automatically transferred to the leading unit. This is due to the fact that only the leader may place blocks. Alright, go and place the blocks. Blocks may be placed adjacent to your team's base or your own territory. It may be difficult to cover through words or words. Why don't you give it a try? Move the robot to where the mark is displayed, then place the block. Okay. Great job. Blocks cannot be placed if they overlap own team's territory. So when placing blocks, try to place them leaving as few gaps as possible. Next, I'll explain how to take an enemy's territory. Place a block that's adjacent to the team's base or your own territory. If that block is on an enemy's territory, you can steal that territory from them. In a real match, the focus is all about territory, so it's a technique that's often the deciding factor. Why don't you participate this as well? Place the block according to the guide and take the enemy's territory. Next lesson on robots, attacks and damage. These tenacious tug-of-war machines are not limited to territory battles alone. You can also unleash attacks upon the enemy using your equipped weapons. Yagi-san, the robots you're controlling has a drill equipped. Try to attack the enemy in front of you by ramming into it. Destroying robots are automatically returned to their base. Additionally, as a penalty, they cannot return to the game for a set period of time. Keep your guard up until the match is over, and take care not to allow your leading unit to be destroyed at the base of your abilities. To the best of your abilities. Okay, I think I got the basic controls down. We may be able to pull this off yet. Right. Hey, can we move on?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Apologies for the wait.
Yagami-san!
Yagami-san, about these skills of yours. Now, I'm actually quite curious. Do I get to help build a robot as well, or what? Or I wonder how that'll go. I'd like to see what you're capable of.
Yeah.
Sure thing. Just leave it to me.
I've got this. Nice.
認めざるを得ないね。なかなかの腕だ。
Yes!
凡ミスだ。
Go!
よし。問題ない。
Not looking good.
これだ。
No way.
認めざるを得ないね。凡ミスだ。問題ない。
Nice!
これだ。
Nice!
なかなかの腕だ。これはどうだ。
Oh, this is going awful. Because these guys don't...
よし。
Yes!
認めざるを得ないね。
Go!
What the
Nice! We'll get it
fuck?
next time.
I should have saved before I did that, huh? That's some bullshit. Oh, I definitely have to win this one. Okay. It doesn't help that the AI control is bullshit.
Nice!
Nice. 問題ない。
Yes! Go!
認めざるを得ないね。
Yes! Yes!
凡ミスだ。
Nice!
よし。
Nice!
これはどうだ。これだ。
Not looking good.
なかなかの腕だ。
Go!
問題ない。
Nice!
なかなかの腕だ。
No
よし。
way.
これはどうだ。 凡ミスだ。
Okay, I did it.
Feeling good!
Nah. Definitely. Yeah, the AI ones definitely need to be better. That's for damn sure. But it looks like I do get some like stuff that like helps out building different ones. So hey, there's that.
Ha!
All right. Yeah, for real.
Come on!
Whoa, hey, did you actually win? Wow, on your first try too. Yeah, first try.
Hey,
So, what do you think? Not too shabby, huh? Certainly far from shabby. May even be better than Mizuzaki. Oh yeah? Did I already make the Hall of Fame?
Kidding me?
Hey, Otikua, do not tell me you're gonna use this guy in the tournament. Takamori? This is the only option we have.
Screw that!
And what happens to Mizuzaki?
Process of
Just
elimination.
have to, him step
What?
down. What? It was quite temperamental, maybe even a bit unstable.
Come on.
No, damn it. Even so, you have heard of something called a pecking order. I gave the job to an outsider who just showed up today.
That's the most optimal
It's the
solution.
optional solution. He sounds like Zach Aguilar, but I highly doubt that is.
What?
Huh?
Okitagawa.
Otagawa, if you're gonna ask the Mizuki kid for me, it feels a little...
Well,
No, to be honest, he was acting as our operator reluctantly. Seems he has his heart set on the track and field club. No, is that so?
yes.
That's right. He always wanted out of the robotics club. That's why, frankly, I didn't want him to be the operator for the tournament.
Oh.
If that's the case, then I guess it's no big deal. Moving on, Yagami-san.
Please,
I'd like
thank you.
to thank you in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Not talking to you. Suppose you could say I successfully infiltrated the robotics club. Making friends with everyone? That's another story. Needing the club members' trust somehow so I can get a little info out of them. Before that, I should report back to Amasawa. She was worried the robotics club wouldn't even take me in. Alright, so this gets my focus up. Focus. Let's see. I can't even talk to them now. There's elevators in this place, right? I'll be honest, I really do. Like, in all honesty, as weird as this is, you can flat out just make a game about, like, this kind of a setup in a way. About, like, like, this is a game in a game right here with the whole MRC thing and such. Amazing. You can use vague words to perform a search. Right? If we fill up the database more, think we could sell it to a writer or something?
Hey.
What's up?
Well,
Itakura-san made an encyclopedia where you can search for the tricks of a mystery. A mystery trick encyclopedia on the
I
computer.
suppose.
Yep, I read every book in the club and got bored, so I compiled all the tricks from every book. But compiling them alone isn't very fun, so I turned it into an app. It's just a text-based dictionary. It's really incredible. You can even sort the tiles based on criteria such as locked room or psychological deception.
Oh.
They can really do that. Indeed. What's more is that vague search terms are enough to bring up results. Animals, steam, and ice, for example. A mystery enthusiast might even pay a pretty penny to have this.
Itakura.
Itakura, you know how to program.
What?
Huh? Of course I can. We learned it in class. Pretty much anyone can do it, you know. That may be, but not just anyone could do all this. Really? I guess so. Itakura has some programming under her belt, huh? Sakura-kun over in the robotics club was having some trouble with programs. Maybe Itakura could teach him a thing or two. Question for you, Itakura. You have any interest in the robotics club? Huh? What do you mean? This kid's having some trouble with a program for his robot. Sure would be nice if someone would help him
I
out.
refuse.
Not interested. Won't even give me the time of day. Just say it would help with the investigation. A real-life investigation. Interesting. So they were unsure about you, but it seems you managed to gain Otakura-kun's trust. Can't say for sure. In Otakura's eyes, maybe he just landed himself a convenient pawn. To Otagawa-kun,
That
maybe.
being said,
In any case, if you continue to gain the members' trust, you might find some clues about the professor. Hey, Amasawa-senpai, about this professor. What is it?
look here.
Do we really need to put all this effort into catching him?
What?
I'm sorry? What I mean is, the only people getting duped are crooks, right? So why don't we just stay out of the way? Maybe the school would be a better place if those morons just disappeared.
Itakura-san,
Itakura-san, why would you say something like
just
that?
so you know,
Amasawa-senpai, I'm just gonna say it. I have no intention of playing detective with you so we can save a bunch of idiots. Besides, I'd take Martar or the Fiend with 20 faces over some hypocrite detective any day.
Hey.
Now. Why don't you just agree to disagree? I was putting in the work, Itakura. Don't belittle her for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you say, Yagami-sensei. And I know I've said this before, but you're still a member of the MRC. That means you'll help out in investigation as needed. Say what? That's right. You don't get to just read the latest mysteries for free. The club's funds this month all went to mysteries you read, you know. No work, no more mysteries. Ugh.
Hey,
You're seriously holding the mysteries hostage? Super unfair. I know she isn't feeling up to it, but I really do want Takura to help investigate the Robotics Club. Let's see if I can change her mind later. Okay. Well, guys, that is going to do it for this part of Let's Play Lost Judgment, not Last Judgment. In the next part, guys, I kind of want to do the next bit of the Robotics Club, but I also want to do stories, so maybe we'll do both. Maybe we'll do, like, what the next thing of the other Robotics Club is, and then go to stories. So, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. Guys, if you liked the video, please give the like button a click and comment down below what you like about the video, do you like about the video, and let me know what you guys think of us going to the scene of the crimes and having Sorry Senpai's stories for us. So, yeah. And as always, guys, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a beat, and subscribe to the main channel too. That's in the description below. As well as follow my Twitter. Both my main Twitter, RPG King Kid Twitter, are in there too. Thank you all so much for watching once again, and I'll see you all next time.